say...
I have that impression on men.
Well, I appreciate that too. Kaila Methven, how you doing?
I'm doing very well. How are
So
you doing?
I'm ecstatic. You're here. You're coming to our opening of our magazine. You know, it's an honor to see you finally, and we've talked. And again, when we first talked, it felt like we knew each other, which is kind of cool.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, it felt like you were my dad in a past life.
Well, you know, I could be your dad in the future life. I have all daughters. What does that tell you? And they're all like you, intelligent, smart. And of course, I give credit to the mom because the moms are really who what make the daughters. But the dads are usually it's a good cop, bad cop thing.
Right.
Papa's usually the one that makes everything. Well, it's okay, it'll be fine. And the mommy's usually a little more tougher. I don't know how that was for you.
Right.
But so here's the thing: lingerie business owner, CEO, corporate executive, personality. You're one of the first women I think I've interviewed, and I've been a lot. But you're a Renaissance woman.
Yeah, I mean, I'm like Lady Godiva.
I think you're beyond that.
Thank you.
I don't think we have a word that describes you.
You know, my producer says that about me. He says Kaila is like, when you pitch Kaila, it's Kaila. He's like, exclamation mark. It's like in Spanish, when they go like adios, they usually put an exclamation mark in the front and at the end.
That's so funny.
So he's always like, when I describe Kaila, he's like, everything is big with her.
Uh-huh.
She doesn't go small. She doesn't go kind. She doesn't go little. It's like Napoleon riding out with a whole army. And I'm like, yeah, that is me.
And Napoleon was French.
Bah oui. Bah,
Uh-huh.
on est le meilleur.
Oui, oui.
Ah bah oui.
I'll just show you pictures of my grandmother later. So, tell me, what would you define yourself as? Or the other question is, would you have to, or would you even think about that? Because I think you're like the wind, and you're such a free spirit that everything you do, you have this force of yourself, and you move, and you just kind of go with things and take over whatever you're doing in a good way, not in a forced way.
Well, I would just describe myself as someone who's very committed,
Mm-hmm.
and I always keep my promises. So everything I've done through my lifetime, I've always done for my mother.
Good.
You know, my mom passed away when I was younger. I was 14 and she committed suicide.
I'm very sorry.
Thank you. And she said to me, Kaila, before you leave this world, leave your hand mark and don't be forgotten.
Mm-hmm.
So I've done everything in my power to do that and help other people on the way. And I've gone through so many battles, you know, through my childhood and just through my, my young adult life, of people putting me down. And
Really?
Yeah, it's been really tough to get where I am. I mean, it wasn't a piece of cake. It's not like I woke up and it was like, oh, there you go, Kaila. No, it's been really, really tough. But, the feeling of it is great at the end. I mean, I've come out so far at the end of the day, and I just have so many people to thank because of it, but I've had to really walk a very fiery path to get there, It's not
so
easy.
Why do you feel that you were picked on, in your opinion, your thoughts on that?
I think anyone who wants something more than anyone else in the world is always picked on. When you desire more than other people, people are jealous. When you gain more than other people, people get jealous. And when you're not afraid to sacrifice everything to make it, that's when people really, really get jealous. And it's not even a jealousy within them, it's the fact that you have the power to do it and they can't.
Oh.
But you know what? All you can do is pray for them and hope the best for them.
How long did it take you to realize this? Because that's a very deep thing that you said, and a lot of people never realize that. To me, you seem like you're an old soul who's been around a long time and lived many lives. Am I right?
I haven't done a tarot reading probably in a very long time, but they've said I've lived quite a bit.
I would say you're very wise.
Apparently I've been a man in every life.
Really?
So this is my first time a woman, so...
Well, my eyes have been very bad lately. From what I can see, you're not a man.
So maybe that's why I'm very, very much a woman with all my lingerie.
But I'll tell you, I think it's attractive. My wife's a very strong woman, and most of the women at IQ Podcast, I'm the only male.
Mm-hmm.
They were picked not because they were women, they were picked because they could do such a phenomenal job, and they had so much they brought to the table.
Right.
That I never looked at them like, okay, well, you're a man, you're a woman. I just said, well, you got the job. You're the best person for the job.
Right.
You're the kind of person, it seems to me, that you don't let anything stand in your way.
No.
Whatever you want to do, you go for it, especially if you have passion for it, because you seem like you live truth and you don't live a lie. And a lot of people.
I never lie. That's actually one of my best qualities.
That's a good quality.
And it's actually gotten me in trouble in relationships.
Because they can't. You can't handle the truth.
Well,
They can't.
I just, if things don't work out, if I don't like someone, or if something's not working out, it's like, stop, everyone stop. I'm so like, all right, everyone shut down the system, redo the photo shoot, redo 100 set of clothes. I'm like, stop, this is all wrong. And people look at me, they're like, she's insane. She's about to rip $100,000 worth of shit. And I'm like, yeah, I am, because it's not perfect. So.
Well, no, I find things that are not perfect actually.
I'm so sorry. Did I say the S word? Am I allowed?
What'd you say?
I said shit. Am I allowed to say that?
You can say shit all day long.
Oh wow.
Of course, I mean that could be kind of hard. I would say, how's your day going? Oh shit. And which?
But in French we say oh merde.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
Merde.
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 C'était comment ton journée? C'était la merde.
I love the French language. Isn't it so beautiful? I'm going to learn French. In the next 5 years, I will have it down. I promise you. And remember, I told you that because I always follow through on everything I say I'm going to do.
All right, I'll make you a bet. I'll bring my child home and they'll speak French faster than you.
You're probably right. Well, at my age, just getting up in the morning and trying to get through the day is a lot of work. But you imagine learning French at 60 years old?
You're not 60.
Well, I'm 55. I'll be 56.
I thought you looked 40.
Oh, stop it. The interview's going to still happen anyway. Flattery will get you nowhere, dear.
I'm not trying to get free drinks and this
Yes,
guy
you are.
knows apparently all the restaurant owners and spa owners. I'm not trying to get anything for free.
Well,
But you do look very great for 40.
it's the for what? It's the Mediterranean way of living.
So tell me, what is your background?
Well, that's a good question. I've owned a lot of businesses.
No, I meant ethnicity wise.
Oh.
For looking so young.
Now she's interviewing me. We're going to change. We're going to actually have you have your own show and come down once a month. We have to talk about that.
Okay.
So my grandmother is Spanish, Sicilian, and French.
That's why you have great genes.
Thank you. And then on my grandfather's side, I have family from Mexico. And on my dad's side, Irish, Dutch.
Wow, I'm Dutch too. See?
So I think it worked out okay. And nobody's ever 100% anything. And I think
Exactly.
we're finding that out now with some of the tests that are being done. And I look at everybody the same.
I do too.
I never look at anybody
You
well.
want to
this
know
person's
what's
that person,
really
that person.
funny about me is like I'll talk to either an African American or an Asian or a Hispanic, and I don't even realize they're Hispanic or Asian
Isn't that
or
something?
anything until like 2 days later, because I'm talking to the person in their eyes
Right.
and their mind and their heart.
Right.
I'm not talking to the color of their skin.
That's the way I do it too. We're very similar,
I think we
you
are.
and I. When's your birthday?
I'm September 3rd. It just passed.
Happy belated birthday.
Do I
think
get
they might
something
have
for free?
Well, I mean, we haven't finished the interview yet. I mean, you got a glass of water.
Oh wow, jeez.
Imported. Oh, wait a minute, you brought the water.
No, actually, your assistant bought it for me.
Oh, excuse me. Oh, okay. We'll figure something out. I'm sure we can find something. I think you and I are going to have a shot at the bar.
You don't drink, she told me.
Oh, for you, I'm going to.
Oh wow, this is an honor.
I'm going to have a shot of tequila with you.
Oh wow.
My grandfather was a tequila maker.
Wow, you know what? Where's your grandfather?
Well, he's gone for a while now. I lived to be 100 years
Maybe
old.
he's with my mom in heaven and they're just shooting it together.
You know what? I knew my grandfather one thing that's great about culture, and that I've been growing up in my world in the old days in San Diego, was I didn't realize there was a difference. I mean, we didn't go to doctors. We grew everything out of the backyard. So he was an herbologist.
Oh, it's
He
lovely.
made tequila, and he played a trumpet and was part of a mariachi band. So we would go travel
Sweet.
all over Mexico and play music and make people cry and laugh and dance and sing. And I started doing that when I was 5.
That's awesome.
And it was a great life. And then I'd watch him paint because he was a painter and sculpt.
Oh wow.
So I was around all this art and music, and I wish more people could experience that.
Yeah, art is something like I wish, California has that and we're kind of like a little bit expanding on it, but I wish that we had more of that culture.
We have I think LA is further ahead than San Diego as far as art.
Yeah, we are.
Right?
We're getting there
And I
slowly.
think-
It's not Paris, it's not the Louvre, it's not Italy, but
Right.
we're getting there.
And I'm going to get in trouble because I just said that, but that's okay. And the other thing is, LA is further ahead as far as all the varieties of good restaurants, different cultural type things, you know.
Mm-hmm.
San Diego is known for their Mexican food, which you get really, really good Mexican food. But LA's just got such a hodgepodge variety of things, and I think it's, you know, that's why I like to go there. When I'm there, I just go everywhere and eat everywhere I can,
Oh, wow.
you know.
Okay.
Not a lot, but, you know.
No, don't worry, I eat a lot too. Just get me like a lobster this big, and like I'll be the happiest woman on earth.
Okay, it's good to know what I can get you for Christmas.
Yeah, you know, take me to
A live one, I'll send you a live lobster.
with just like on Homer Simpson. Remember when it
Don't be
was
joking,
his pet?
I'm not joking. If I say I'm gonna send you a lobster, you're gonna get a lobster.
As long as it has a leash and I can walk it, then we're good. Totally fine.
So talk to me about what you're doing and what you're passionate about right now, because you do have a lot of talent in a lot of areas. What are you working on right now that you can share with the audience?
Well, I'm definitely working on my my EDM lines, which are coming out in 2021. I
Okay.
cannot say who I'm working for yet. It's a surprise.
Okay,
But it's going to be very, very big. And
well, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I'm sure everything you do is gonna be big.
it's with billions of people.
Oh, good.
Yeah, worldwide.
Well, anything we can do to help you, we're there in your corner.
Well, you have this whole map. So this whole map here, everyone here is going to be wearing Madam Special K.
Okay.
So, and this is going to be a brand that's going to go on like Donatella Versace, Rolex. It's going to go on for legacies for years, years, and years to come.
Ah, how exciting.
I can't wait to pass it on to my gay son.
Good. You know, I'm happy that you're doing, I know it's whatever you're gonna do, it's gonna be positive.
So either way, whether my children take it over or whoever, I want this brand to continue on and really in my mother's honor, you know.
That's
and,
beautiful.
Yeah, and it's not just for me, you know. When she passed away, I originally wanted to be a lawyer. I actually wanted to be a criminal attorney or a divorce attorney. But when I moved to France after she passed away, I met my father for the first time, and I just couldn't stop crying, and I just couldn't stop like getting over everything. And the only thing that made me stop crying was when I found out how to draw, and when I was able to finally start designing. So I went to makeup school for a little bit. I did like a little internship, and I went to my first fashion show was Dior, and I knew right then and there when I saw the first girl come out walking on the catwalk, and I was just like, this is what I'm meant to do. When I saw the faces of everyone just smiling.
It's like a light bulb went off.
It's like, no, these people were living in a different world. It was like better than a movie for them.
But for you, you had that moment where you're like, I want to do this.
No, it wasn't
No?
even like a moment I want to do this. It was like my calling.
Well, that's what I mean.
It was like it was a demand
Right.
that I do
Right.
this.
I've had those same situations happen, and you just know. Some people just know right away.
It was this beautiful African American woman came out in this beautiful turquoise dress that was just like, I don't know, 12 feet long. And when I saw the audience, how they all looked at her, she looked like Naomi Campbell.
Beautiful lady.
I knew, I knew that moment. I was like, that's it. I'm meant to design. And I kind of found, I designed mostly personally for celebrities for quite a while. And then I kind of left that. I decided I wanted to be more into fast fashion and kind of, you know, evolve more people into Kaila, into my world, and not sell $1 million worth of lingerie. So I kind of moved on, and I decided to make fast fashion. And I went to a festival about 2 years ago, Beyond Wonderland, and
I've heard of it.
Yeah, it's an EDM festival. It's like the starting of all festival seasons, and I remember going there, and I was like, you know what? There's no niche here for fashion. So I was there, obviously in my Christians, and I was wearing like this $20,000 corset, had a bodyguard, the whole thing, and I was amazed by how many people would spend on hotels, flights, DJs, but no one cared what they looked like. And I was like, okay, well, there's definitely a niche here. So I decided to invent like glow-in-the-dark bras,
Cool.
neon bathing suits,
Wow.
lingerie that glows in the dark, the zippers,
How exciting.
stuff that comes apart, that's with sleeves. It's really cool. It's all mix and match. I mean, it's really groovy right now. I have a billboard on Sunset La Brea.
Yes, tell us about that.
Yeah,
That's really cool.
Yeah, I just kind of wanted to do something fun for my birthday, and we're gonna have it all next year every month, but I just kind of wanted, I kind of jumped the gun and I was like, look at me, I look hot.
You do, you look beautiful. I've showed everybody that, that we come in contact with, and everybody that I know, and they're like, wow, she's so beautiful, right?
Oh, thank you
But
guys.
meeting
Thank
you in person doesn't do. I mean, your billboard's beautiful, but meeting you in person, my God, you're a
thank
gorgeous
you.
woman.
Well, you know, I have to do a shout out to at Mandy. She does my makeup and hair.
Well, she just.
Hold on one second. Is that the right one?
Makeup_Mandy with an I.
Makeup. So it's at
Makeup
_Mandy
with an I.
_Mandy with an I. So she does my makeup and hair.
She does a great job.
And then Chelsea does my hair color. So at Chelsea McFarland and at Guy Levi, who styles and does my hair. So I have to like thank everyone. Dr. Lancer,
That's
who does
nice.
my skin.
Wow. Well, you look phenomenal. You put well together.
Fidel, who does my body at Fidel Santos. So it's really a team of people who really take care of me.
So tell me what you do for your body, because you look phenomenal. You don't look too buffed out, but you look very lean, very cut. You look, like a beautiful model, which
Thank
you are.
you.
So what do you do to stay in shape?
Really, it's all about just eating. I eat about 8 ounces of protein, of
Mhm.
white protein per day, and greens. And I just drink a lot of greens and juices and juice a lot.
Yeah, you're doing great.
Thank
So
you.
you mean like fish or chicken or
But,
turkey?
yeah, that's totally fine. You can have that and just have like on the side a green salad, or if you want like some asparagus or broccoli, Brussels sprouts, and then just use 0-calorie like olive oil.
I love everything.
That's what
that's why you look phenomenal.
And you can use as much spice as you want, as much onion and garlic. That has no calorie to
Right.
it.
It sounds kind of Mediterranean a little bit.
It's very Mediterranean.
Right?
Yeah.
So-
I eat fish like crazy. Branzino, saltfish, tilapia. I'm like,
I love soulfish.
I love shrimp. I love
Oh,
scallops.
I love too. Downstairs.
Oh, is
on
that what
off
it-
day you have to come and have shrimp there.
My
We can actually have it today. They make some really good shrimp.
I love oysters.
And they go far. They get I met the people that brings the seafood in. They go
Oh.
far into way past Mexico and bring it all the way to San Diego.
You know what'd be funny?
What's up?
Is seeing me fishing.
Have you been fishing before?
Never.
I think we should do it.
I think that'll be hot.
Yeah.
We should do that.
Yeah. Okay, you heard her. There's gonna be a fishing trip. We don't know when. Is it for charity or is it something kind of
I'm
like?
gonna do it in my bathing suit with them. Like, I'll be a sexy fisherman.
Okay, I'll wear a bathing suit just like you. I'll wear an identical bathing suit.
God.
That's gonna be ugly.
All right, let's do this.
I'm glad you're here.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much.
So, any charities? You're very much about charity. One thing I can tell you that since I've been talking to you and I've been
Yeah.
looking into who you're about and what you do, you're very selfless. You're like my daughters. You give so much of yourself to other people.
It's really funny. My housekeeper says that. She goes, Kayla, she's like, Kayla, when you max out all your credit cards, you still give everyone money. And I'm like, yeah, I do that all the time. She's like, why do you do that? I'm like, because, I have a roof over my head at the end of the day, and I come from a great family background, and I'm so blessed. And
You are. So
And
tell us about that also.
my family background, okay, well, my family are they
They like
I'm
chicken.
so tired of saying the
They
story.
like to eat chicken. They
They
like
love chicken. They love breasts. They love my thighs. They love everything. I'm so sick of the KFC name, so that's why I'm just like so tired of it. My grandpa provided like 90% of KFC's poultry. They bought it out, then they sold it to Pepsi in 1991.
That was a
And
good deal.
yeah, he did a great job. He set me up for life. So thanks,
Good.
Grandpa.
Thanks, Grandpa.
Thanks. I'm good. Now can we move on?
Yeah. So there you go. But what that here's the thing.
Because so many people identify me as that, and that's what I don't like. It's like they're like, oh, that's the KFC heiress. It's like, no, that's not. My name's Kaila, and I'm a lingerie designer.
So I think here's what I think. I think because I've interviewed some very fascinating, and I've met some very fascinating people through my travels and through my interviews. And one thing I can tell you when I get to know them personally, because I end up staying in touch with everybody.
Mhm.
This is not just an interview. I look at it as I'm meeting new friends.
Aw,
And so I find
are we a
that,
bestie?
well, I don't know about besties. I don't know if I have besties. I think my wife might be my bestie, but
I'm getting jealous now.
oh, stop. She's a designer just like you are.
I know.
Yeah, you guys are going to have to talk. So here's the thing. People that typically have certain skill sets or have been blessed with wealth, they don't use that as a way to define them. What they do is they usually have a lot of very other great things about themselves, and sometimes the past can get in the way of where they're at. But I found that what it does do, it allows them to have the freedom to go and explore and do the things they really want to do. It doesn't define who they are. It just kind of gives a little bit of an asset to be able to go into direction and maybe open some doors and help other people. Because that's what you are.
Yeah.
When I first saw that information about you, I really didn't see that. What I saw is, what an interesting person. And I didn't even know that about you till like way into the middle of researching who you were. And I'm like, it made another area of it interesting, but we'd still be doing the interview if it wasn't even that.
So you guys can log on to Plur, Methven.com, and it's a charity for the LGBTQ plus community, domestic violence, Black Lives Matter, for people in sober livings with alcoholic and drug addiction. So what I do is I offer them 1099 independent jobs, and they get to keep their full 20%. So normally, like for example, if you worked for another brand, you would only get 8%.
You had 20.
But I give them full 20 so that they can go
great.
back to school, they can get an apartment, they can get a car, they can have a life. And I really relate to these people because after my mom passed away, you know, I didn't feel like I was in my body at that time, or in my heart, or in my soul. And I didn't feel I was given a chance. So I've always wanted to give back that chance to everyone, you know, and raise money for charities. And, you know, that it really touches me in a way, because that's the only thing that makes me feel like human at the end of the day. Is, I mean, I live in a wonderful condo and I have food on the table, and I sleep in a comfortable bed, and I just want the best for everyone else in the world. You know, I don't have family and I don't have a lot of things in my life, but one thing I do have is I'm able to take care of myself, and I just want that for everyone out there who doesn't feel comfortable in their skin and who wasn't given that opportunity. There are so many people who have come out of prison who just don't have jobs and aren't even looked at twice, and they become homeless on the street, or they become addicted to drugs, or, you know, there are a lot of kids who have been thrown out of the house at the age of 14 years old because, you know, they find out that they don't like their gender, you know, and their parents can't stand it. And
I've actually had that happen with my daughter bringing a couple of friends home, and one of their uncles found out and beat the hell out of a kid.
Yeah.
And the kid I told him, I said, you can stay with us as long as you need to.
It's really
This is
beautiful.
your house.
Yeah.
This is your food. This is your refrigerator. You're welcome here. Because I can't imagine anybody's family ever turning their back on their own blood just because they have a different sexual preference. I don't think that should be anything at all involved with any of that. We shouldn't be having the discussion.
I know. Yeah. Well, you know why it relates to me is because my father, he never ever accepted me for who I was, ever. I think for him I was always just a check, or, you know, something to just cash in the bank, and I never felt in my skin. So I know what it was like, because I lived like 4 years literally not in my skin, and thank you so much, not in my skin, and it wasn't this same, it was like I was living in somebody else's body. And that's why I understand them so much, because it's like they're searching that freedom. They're searching that freedom to live their lives. And you know, I know that the Supreme Court just passed this law that I don't agree with. It's like doctors have the right now to choose what sex you're allowed to be. So are you telling me that if I want to get a nose job or my boobs bigger, you have the right to say yes or no? Of course they're going to take my money. But are you telling me an 18-year-old that wants a man that wants to become a woman, you're going to say no? But then they passed a law that allowed them in a workplace not to be sexually harassed. Shouldn't that always be the case?
So is there a situation that possibly is different because at 18 in California, I don't know about the other states, the children that typically if kids are 18, they're still, unless they've proven that they can be on their own, aren't they typically minors and the parents still have a right?
Well, I think that you know, you should have the right at 18, because legally you are an adult.
By the way, I have a friend that this happened to
So
with her daughter.
Right. Okay.
and she's 16,
Okay.
and she had the surgeries.
Well, you know, at 16.
Yeah.
Well, hey, I
She
mean,
was getting beat up.
wow.
I mean, really bad. Where she almost died a couple times.
Yeah, no, I know.
Finally, she decided she needed to be a boy.
No, you know, I've seen people at the LGBT centers, and I've gone and I've visited, and I make speeches there, and domestic violences, and sober livings, and I go to rehabs, and I go everywhere. It's been a little hard with COVID
Sure.
because I haven't been allowed in, but I physically go there myself. I don't just hand a check over.
I know you care.
I don't believe in celebrities and socialites that do that.
I don't either.
I'm like, you're just lazy.
Right.
I'm like, get your ass up and go do it yourself.
Right.
You know?
I think there's a different respect also when you're trying to make a point for a cause, when you actually do roll your sleeves up and you get involved and you get to build
No,
people.
get your hands dirty.
Right.
You know, help them, like
Right.
touch them, hug them.
Sure.
Tell them it's gonna be okay. You know, because they don't know if it's gonna be okay. And honestly, I don't know if it's gonna be okay for them. But just you reassuring them and giving them that hope, that
Mhm.
one step of hope, that one smile, that can change everything in their brain. And make them go so far.
Well, support system is huge, and if you're not
Mhm.
getting it at home, it makes all the difference in the world of helping you find and become who you need to be.
Exactly. And, you know, that's all I wanna do for people at the end of the day.
I've always told my children, we've always had these discussions, even when they were very young, and some people might agree or disagree, and I might take some heat, but I don't care. And I've always told them, I said, look, Mom and Dad are always here for you. If you become, if you want to, you know, if you get, become gay, or you're somebody else that you know, there's a certain lifestyle that you want that's helping people, and it's something that you feel you really need to become, but we will support you. As long as you're being real to yourself, real to who you are, and you never forget to help people, we will always support you, always.
Yeah.
Because I never got that growing up.
Oh, I didn't either. I didn't either.
I mean, so I think.
If I came home like smelling of alcohol, forget it. My dad would just take me to the back.
Spank you?
Oh no, I was too grown up then.
Oh.
I think he would just grab anything that was in his reach.
Oh, okay.
So that's why I'm just so against domestic violence.
Oh, I am too.
I'm just so against.
I want to help you any way we can, and I want you to know anything that you need help with, we're there for you, and we'll do what we can to assist you.
I think it would be really great if you take on some people who have had some stories.
Mhm.
I think that would be really nice, a
I
nice
think-
change.
Why don't you think of what we can do? Let's collaborate, talk about it,
I think that would be wonderful.
and let's see if we can if we can help more.
Absolutely.
You know, I mean, but see, the thing is, I'm very picky, so for me to say what I'm telling you, I don't tell this to everybody.
Mhm.
I'm very selective. I have to be, because time's so tight. But I love your energy. It's very real. It's very true. I see your spirit for what it is. Like we were talking about earlier, I see it in your eyes. I see it in your being. And I want to help you. Any way we can, reach out to help people that are lost. Because I know this last year just alone, which is COVID, did you come across the bridge today?
Yes.
Okay. Last month, in 1 week, 4 teenagers jumped off the bridge and committed suicide.
Yeah.
And I hear it's really bad in LA too. This is one of the
It's
worst times to be a
the drugs,
teenager probably
yeah.
than it ever
Yeah.
has been in history.
Yeah. I couldn't agree more, because I mean, what are they doing? They're sitting at home.
Mhm.
They're on Zoom meetings now. They opened up the schools,
Mhm.
but I mean, at the end of the day, they're sitting on a Zoom meeting with 100 to 200 kids on a Zoom. How are you supposed to pay attention to that?
I couldn't.
I couldn't.
I'd go crazy.
I mean, 10 people overwhelmed me on my Zoom calls. I mean, Jesus.
So what do you think about the whole COVID thing? What's your take on it? Very controversial, right?
I have no opinion. I can't say it. I have a very strong opinion that I'll tell you downstairs.
Ooh, this was going to be good too.
I have a very strong opinion, but
It's real.
just not to affect my brand and offend other people.
Sure.
I think we should just like keep that out.
But I will say, it is real. It's a real disease.
It is a real disease. Do I think this has gone a little overboard? Absolutely. Do I think it has to do with certain subjects? Absolutely. Do I think us as Americans, can we change this? Absolutely.
Because the politicians work for us. Somewhere along the way, they have forgotten that we employ them through our taxes, and they work for us. They don't have the
Yes.
power that they somehow they believe that they have more power than they do.
Mhm.
And somewhere along the way, we have forgotten that we actually are their employer. They
Yeah.
work for us.
Yes.
They really do. All of them. This isn't a left-wing, right-wing thing. It's just they're public servants. They're supposed to serve the public. We're the public.
I couldn't agree more.
With that being said, we have a lot of good things to do. A lot of beautiful things are coming. And the end of this year is almost over. And so as things start to
Amen.
get better,
Amen.
we can start to plan for the next harvest, which is coming the beginning of the year. And is there a website or anything else you'd love to share with the audience?
Absolutely. So, well, first off, I just want to thank my team. So I would like to just do a shout out to 10K Advertising for always being there for me, Francis and Adam. I love you guys. Claudia, David, from Ackerman, I love you guys. Mandy, of course. The jewelry I'm wearing, it's one of my best friends. It's at One Pretty Heiress. You can follow her. One of my best friends.
I like it a lot.
Thank
Very cool.
you.
Very cool.
She is a beautiful, beautiful designer, and she's actually going to be working with me.
Designing something?
With the new collections coming up. Yeah, I'm
That's
really
awesome.
excited. But you can follow me at Madame Madame.
Mm-hmm.
Last name Methven, Methv as in Victor, En. Again, I'll repeat, at Madame Madame Methven, or you can just Google me, Kaila Methven, and then my Instagram will pop up. And you can also go to madammethven.com. And then to visit my charity, you can go to methvenplur.com. And if you want to go to my Facebook, it's just Kaila Methven. Or if you want to go to my Facebook too, it's Kaila Methven too. Or if you, no, I'm just joking. I'm going to stop right there.
She's like this. If you want to go.
And if you want to reach
She's ready.
me,
She's
actually, no, I have a really important one.
Her arm.
I actually have a really important one. If you guys are suffering from suicide, COVID, domestic violence, or are needing a job, please reach me at 833 Madam M. So I do have a hotline as well.
She has the bat phone. It's a red phone. It's like
It's not. It's just this little phone. It's just this little phone.
when the phone goes off, she doesn't probably like me. I don't typically give my. I mean, I do give my website and my phone number for emergencies. Like this is an important thing, and you know what? You're not alone. If you're out there listening and you happen to hear of somebody that maybe you think is suicidal, or maybe if you're thinking of it yourself, you're not alone. And by the way, I've been in a suicide situation myself. I tried to end my life.
Oh, wow.
So we can talk about that as time goes on, but I shouldn't be here. And I had people that cared that found me. So
Well, obviously God wanted you here today to interview me.
that's why. I knew he was trying to figure out why I was still around.
It was just to meet me.
Well, I look forward to working with
Well,
you.
I have one last thing to say is that, so I'm here tonight and I'm really, really honored because Brett has just launched, it's been his dream for a very long time, and he's launching his magazine. It's IQ Podcast, and it's really beautiful. I mean, I love magazines, the paper quality. I like to smell it, which is kind of weird.
Do you realize that we're going to do better with this?
It's-
We're going to learn so much from this one issue because there's a lot of mistakes that were made, and I already know what I'm going to do for the next one.
All right, but let's talk about spring, right?
I like spring. That's
Okay.
new growth, it's new progress, it's new beauty.
So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna be here, right here.
Don't tell anybody what you're going to do. Let's keep it a secret.
Oh, okay.
We want to leave a surprise.
It's a surprise, but everyone please log on to at IQ. What's your Instagram?
Same thing, IQ Podcast.
At IQ Podcast and at Brett Davis. And this will also be digital and live tomorrow. So please read through it. And Brett Davis is an amazing man. Not only is he boarding handsome and Mediterranean, he's also a radio host, and he also now has a magazine, and he also has an Attorney King studio. So if you guys need an attorney, you guys can also reach out to Brett Davis. So there you go.
Talk about a shameless plug. Hey, Lucille, thank you so much for being here. It's such an honor.
Let's go downstairs and have tequila.
Let's go have a shot and let's have a good time. And everybody, I want to thank my sponsors because
Absolutely.
we wouldn't have electricity. We wouldn't have what we have. I want to thank Attorney King for his support and love.
Thank you, Attorney King.
I want to thank Indian Motorcycle. It's also a phenomenal company. Beautiful motorcycles. Have been around for 100 years. Thank you.
Maybe I can pose on that.
We're gonna go there. When we have time, we're gonna go visit Indian Motorcycle.
Take a little ride.
Tim
Love that.
Tim Broadhead, we're coming to see you. Thank you so much for everything you do.
I actually can do that for a shoot because every month I have to do campaigns. How about if I could take like about I don't know 15 chicks in underwear on motorcycles? Do you mind?
I think we definitely need to talk about this.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
I'm guessing it's free, right? The rental.
Well, we'll figure something out.
Ah!
Because we have something. I have a feeling that filming a regular shoot with you is not like a regular shoot with anybodybody else. I think it's this big hodgepodge, and it's like this big gigantic thing of just.
It's like Fast and Furious.
And then some.
And then some.
And I also want to thank the gym, who's also a phenomenal sponsor of the show. Thank you, George Jackson, and my one and also special sponsor,
We
Marina.
were laughing about that. The gym. We were actually in the
Did you go by?
car.
Saw the gym?
We're like the gym. So it's like, where are you going today? The gym. It's like, what gym are you going to? It's like, are you going to Equinox? You're going to this? You're going to that? I'm going to the gym. And it's like, I've never heard such a simple name.
Right.
I was like, wow, that's so simple.
And he's opening them across the country.
I should like name my lingerie line like lingerie.
You could do it,
I'm not going to.
but you could pull anything off,
I mean,
including your lingerie.
I like to wear my birthday suit, so that's me.
And I got to also thank one more sponsor, the Laugh Factory.
Oh my god, I love black chocolate sundaes.
So Laugh-
That is my favorite.
We are teaming up to do a huge, gigantic event for all the military
Oh,
with the Laugh Factory. With and they're phenomenally talented individuals at the Laugh Factory.
did you see me? I fed the entire National Guard.
No,
Oh, okay. Well, when they were here during the protests,
yeah, you did that.
I did that at
Oh
the
wait a
Hilton.
minute, I saw the photos.
Yeah,
I saw the photos.
that was me. I was gonna do it at the fires, but I couldn't get out there.
Well, you're a beautiful woman. You got a beautiful soul.
So I definitely want to be part of that.
We'll talk.
Okay.
And I appreciate you for coming all the way from LA to be in San Diego. Actually, beautiful Coronado. I'm glad you're here.
Oh, thank you. Well, it's an honor to be on your show.
Thank you. I look forward to working with you on more stuff.
Oh,
And
absolutely.
helping more people.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, everybody, we got to get to the party. I wish everybody the best. And remember, anytime you have questions, go to iqpodcasts.com. Everybody have a great day and a good evening.
Thank you.